tribal Pokemon Scalper. Nostalgia Bonnets. We're back with another one. And today, I really want to break down the opportunity of a lifetime. I wish I had the fireworks. Pow! We're back with another one. The greatest motherfucking YouTuber of all time. Nostalgia Bonnets. You know, and I really want to break it down for everyone. Like, you know, you guys hear me always say in my videos, and I feel like I'm like the broken fucking record at this point. You know, like I'm the Lost Origin guy, you know. But I really want to break this down because so many people ask me, like, what is the best thing I can do with a pile of money, you know? And, like, I'm going to break it down in this video of, really, like, I'm really going to hone in on how good this is. And I want to dedicate this video solely to giving my best advice on, like, what I personally would do with my money. You know, I'm telling you, Lost Origin right now. Like, look at it. The ETBs, I said to buy them at, like, what, $40? They're like, I think 80 to 100 right now. You know, like they've doubled. What's the, you know, next big play? I still believe in ETBs. I still believe in Pokemon Center ETBs. You know, I would say if you can get a case of Pokemon Center Lost Origin ETBs, and they're not like ungodly expensive, like, I'm not sure what they're going for. I haven't checked in a while, but if they're like still under 1,200, I would say buy a case of them. But well, yeah, I would say those, but like 100%, like 110% do this. Sealed cases of Lost Origin booster boxes. Like, guys, the opportunity on it is insane. I mean, if you want something to like hand down to your kids or your grandkids that will be worth a shit ton of money by the time like they are adults, you know, like, buy these cases. You know, I expected the Lost Origin case to be at like $6 to $7 grand by now. Like, to be totally, maybe not by now, but I've at least expected to be at like 3. You know, like bare minimum. You can still pick up cases. I just seen one for sale on Marketplace for $2,200 still. That is such a screaming buy. You know, I honestly can't think of anything better that I could do with $2,200 than buy a case of Lost Origin. Like, I don't. Like, it is just like the screaming best play right now. Like, in my honest opinion. Like I really want to break down the opportunity because, like, if you don't believe this, you are not on the same level as me here, like, of thinking. Like, first of all, that Giratina out of Lost Origin is such a beautiful chase card. It will always be massively expensive. It has been going up a lot recently in price. It's like $500 raw now. You know, like, it will always be expensive. And, you know, like, if you don't think Lost Origin will hit $1,000 at some point, Like at some point, if you don't think it'll hit $1,000 a booster box, like you're not looking at this correctly. You know, you're just not, and that could happen in the next year. You know, like that could happen in the next 2 years. You know, like pretty fucking easily, and like people will pay it. Like don't get me wrong, like it's a real thing. You know that once people really catch on to how good of a buy Lost Origin is, all of the supply is going to dry up. It's already drying up. Like if you check on the market, it's starting to dry up. Now it's not as rare as like finding Sun and Moon and X and Y era boxes. I mean, those are like finding hen's teeth at this point. But it will get there with time. And I mean, if Fusion Strike can be $3 grand a case, Lost Origin can definitely bare minimum hit $3 grand. Like bare minimum. Like I'm actually saying in this video that I'm that confident on it that if it doesn't go up in a year, I will buy it from you for 2,300. Like if it doesn't go up, I will buy it from you personally. Like you get a hold of me a year from now, I don't give a fuck what it did. I will buy it right now for 2,300. You know, especially if you watch this video, bought it, and for some reason it tanks, I will buy it. Like I don't even care because I literally believe in it that much. Like it's not going to go down. It's not going to get cheaper. You know, like you may hear all this like riffraff of people saying, "Oh, well, the Pokemon market might collapse," and it's no, it's not going to happen. Um, Lost Origin is probably the best buy you could possibly think of right now. I mean, that and Twilight Masquerade are pretty much like if you're a Pokemon fan and you're looking to invest, I would personally buy Lost Origin or Twilight booster boxes. And you know, I said this back when Lost Origin booster boxes were like 1,000. You know that I would invest. You know at that point, but it's all right. Like you haven't missed the boat at all. I mean, like it's just starting actually. Like to be totally honest, it's just beginning. That if you have a if you have like 50 grand or 100 grand or a couple hundred K saved up, at least throw 5K into Lost Origin. Like bare minimum. And leave the cases sealed. I hate when people open cases. It's like my biggest pet peeve. But leave that case sealed. And I am telling you, that, and I mean, even Fusion Strike, if you are like looking to purchase Fusion Strike, the only reason I'm not recommending Fusion Strike is because it's like 3K a case now. I think 3,300 the last one sold for. So it's a little bit more like expensive entry, which is like a $1,300, well, like $1,000 difference essentially. And that's the only reason why I'm not recommending Fusion Strike. I mean, I think it's a great case to buy still, but if you think about it, like let's say you're buying like 3 cases, like that's $9 grand and probably almost 10 really for Fusion. And, like 3 cases of Lost Origin is like 6,600. So like that's really the deal you're getting. Like you could buy like almost 2 extra cases for like the same amount of money. So you could buy like 5 cases of Lost Origin, like 3 cases of Fusion. And I mean, really, I don't think there's that much of a difference in the two sets. Lost Origin was actually more sought after than Fusion at one point. Same with Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign was actually more sought after than Fusion Strike. I mean, like it was like completely different than it is now, which is kind of like mind blowing. Because it was like Evolving Skies at the top, Chilling Reign, then Lost Origin, then Fusion Strike. Now it's like Evolving, Fusion. Well, I mean, like you could throw Crown Zenith or whatever in there, but like I'm talking like booster boxes. Like it was just like, Lost Origin. Sorry, it was Evolving. Chilling, Lost Origin, Fusion. Like that was the order. Now it is literally like Evolving, Fusion, Lost Origin, Chilling. Like, so that has actually changed. And then, like, Brilliant Stars. I think Brilliant Stars was, like, somewhere on that list, too. But, I mean, you get the point. You get the point. But, like, if there's a product that I think is the most slept on right now, it is Lost Origin and Chilling Reign. I mean, like, both for the prices, and even Chilling Reign, like, man, I don't know. Like, I believe that both of those sets are really good buys for now. Because, like, Chilling Reign's another one where, like, it's pretty much as good as Lost Origin. I mean, it's a little bit deeper with chase cards. So, I mean, you could argue that, like, Chilling Reign could probably pass Lost Origin. And, I mean, like, I would say if you have Lost Origin cases or whatever and I don't know, and can trade them for, like, Chilling Reign cases and, like, added money, that might not be a bad, like, arbitrage play to do, if you get offered it. But either way, to own Chilling or Lost Origin or Fusion, I mean, any of the three, pick your poison. But I'm saying Lost Origin because it's just the cheapest. The Giratina, I think, will be sought after for, like, eternity. And, it has the highest chance of hitting $3,000 pretty easily, like, and then going up to, like, 6 or 7K. So, I mean, you really have not missed out. You still have some of the greatest opportunities of probably your lifetime. And, I mean, like, if you're looking at buying, like, other things, like some stupid car or, like, some dumbass house, like, I mean, really, it's not like, if, like, let's say like, I understand you need to buy a car or a house to, like survive, but, like, if you're looking to buy, like, an extra house or an extra car or an extra fucking stupid thing that you don't need, skip that shit. Get Lost Origin cases, get Chilling Reign cases, and just hold the fuck on, and, like I said, I would say Fusion, but it already has went up, like, pretty crazily, so you're taking a little bit less, risk going with Lost Origin. But, like, I really want to stress to you guys on my channel, like, that is the play. That is the play. And like, there's going to be a time where things really turn and people come back to Sword and Shield and they realize, holy shit, like, these cards are magical. Everyone that got back into the hobby that I know, a lot of people, Sword and Shield era is what brought most of us back. I mean, the old arts brought pretty much all, like, 90% of us back. That and, like, everyone else got brought back by 151. So, I mean, you could say 151, guys, is a great investment, but it's going to take longer to go up. I mean, like, if you're looking for something to do good in the next, like, 5 years, to just completely hit numbers that blow your skull, like, I still think it's Sword and Shield era stuff. Like, Scarlet and Violet, like I said, age matters. Like, as much as people don't want to believe this, age will always matter in Pokemon. It may not matter right now. Like, you may see, Scarlet and Violet kind of outperforming certain Sword and Shield stuff for the time being. And it will continue, some of it will continue to do good. But I'm telling you, people are going to come back to Sword and Shield. And they're going to say, holy shit, I better grab a case of Lost Origin before it hits $10,000. It will happen. Mark my words, like, mark my words on this. Because I know everyone in this, like, everyone right now, if Unbroken Bonds was still $500 for a booster box, everyone would think I was stupid saying, oh, it's going to be a $1,500 to $2,000 box in the next year. Like, everyone would think I was stupid, and no, it has happened. So, like, if a set like Unbroken Bonds can hit 2,000 a box, if you don't think Lost Origin can hit 1,000, like, how obvious does it have to be? I know there's a lot of products still floating around of Lost Origin. There's still, I forget how many boxes on the market. There is a decent bit, but it is drying up. I mean, every day that number is getting cut. like 10%. 10% of it's gone. 10% of it's gone. It's getting cut through because a lot of people know, like, hey, I need to grab this, like, because they don't know when, but the good investors, they know it's going to happen. Like they know it's going to be that $1,000, $2,000 a box because, like, the difference with Sword and Shield is, like, yes, the pull rates suck, but if you go to Sun and Moon Era, the pull rates suck as well. But the difference with Sword and Shield is, like, it actually has magical cards, man. Like, the cards are just gorgeous. The nostalgia from it is just crazy, off the charts. And the boxes are incredible. And it's just different, Like to me, like, Evolutions is just like a boring set. And look at it, it's $1,200 a box. I really, like, I hate fucking Evolutions. Um, and it's just like the main chase cards really aren't even worth anything, and it's just another revamp of Charizard, and it's still $1,000 a box. I mean, Lost Origin, you're talking like a pretty much brand new art form into Pokemon that was like one generation, and then, like, kind of, out the door, really. The old arts are going to just do crazy things, and these sets are out of print. They're never coming back. And I'm just saying that if you missed the boat on Lost Origin, don't feel bad. Like, don't feel like, oh, I missed out. I could have bought it for 1,000 a case and I didn't. And now it's 2,200. And no, I'm not doing that. Like, it's just getting started. I promise you. It is just getting started. And I hate to, like, be that guy that is, like, telling people what to buy. I really do. I hate to be like the vapor on this one. But, like, it seems to be so fucking obvious. Like, it seems to be such an obvious play. And, if you look at it in a 5-year period, it's not going to be $380 a box. Like, I think we all know this, but none of us are, like, jumping in, and I am tempted to jump in myself and buy a lot of cases. I probably will at some point here when I find a bit of a deal. But it is the play that, if you're on, online and you see a case of Lost Origin for 2,200, you can get shipped to your door, and you have the money, you should probably pull the trigger because, like, look at the downside risk and the upside risk, okay? Like, the downside risk is, yes, you're not stealing it anymore. You're not getting it for $1,000. Yes, you're paying double the price. Yes, understandable. But I did the same thing with Evolving Skies. Like, I rebought in when Evolving was $625 a box, and now look at it, it's 13 something and probably going to be $2,000. Like, Lost Origin has the same potential. Like, at 380, what are you waiting for? For it to hit 1,000 and then you buy it? Like, is everyone just going to sit around and complain about the prices until they hit a higher point and then you can't buy them anymore? Because they're $7,000 for a case. Like, if you don't think that will happen, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, and I hate to, like, make the bold predictions, like I said, like, that people are going to lose their ass on my stuff because, like I don't want any of you to, like, lose money. At the end of the day, like, I really don't. I root for all of you to do well, but, like, really think about it. And I mean, hey, even if you buy the case and let's say it goes to 2,200, dips to like 18, and you're just like, hey, nostalgia, what the hell, man? Like, it dipped to $1,800. Like, you dick. You gave me the wrong advice. And it's like, just continue to fucking hold. I don't know. Like, even if it just goes down a tiny bit, like, I will explain the risk. So let's say it does drop to like 1,800. Keep waiting. Don't give a fuck. It could, because it's not gonna drop to fucking 1800 anyway. But like, just keep waiting. Don't give a fuck. Hold on to it, and then like another year or two later, it's double, triple that. I did the same thing with Charizard UPCs. Like I bought them for 120. They dropped to 80. Did I sell? No. And now look at them. They're double what I paid for them. Man, them damn Charizard UPCs. Like when they were $80, I should have just piled in and bought fucking a truckload of them. But, but like this is the opportunity. Like if you look around the Pokemon landscape of like, what is the best investment to just double your money in the next 1 to 5 years? It's Lost Origin. It's Chilling Reign. It's Fusion Strike. Like it's Evolving Skies even. Like these are the plays to be made. And like the only reason why I'm not throwing Evolving Skies in here, like I'm just saying grab some ETBs of Evolving because they're still cheap. But like the only reason why I'm not saying to grab Evolving Skies is because it's 1300 now, and I don't want like a lot of my subs like taking that kind of risk that box could go down to like 1,000. I doubt that will ever happen, but I mean the chances of Evolving Skies hitting $2,000 is higher than it dropping a little bit. And it's the same thing with Lost Origin. The chances of it doubling are a hell of a lot better than it going down 10 or 20%. Like, that is the risk you're taking. Like, you're not taking the risk of, like, Lost Origin cases can go to $0. Like, no, that's never going to happen. Ever. So just get that out of your mind. Like, no Pokemon is ever going to 0. It's never going to happen. That is, like, the most brain-dead thing to ever think of. It's just not going to happen. So there's just too many people that care about it. And, I give Lost Origin, like, if you compare it card-wise, like, it is, well, I guess you can't really say it's as good as Team Up, because Team Up is, like, fucking really expensive chase cards. But, like, it has Team Up potential, Like, in 10 years from now, like, that is a Team Up potential set of, like, right now. And it's just like everything eventually ends up like what has happened to Team Up. Like over time, even battle styles, you will look back and battle styles will be expensive. I mean, it already is. It's like $200 a box, Like you're already seeing battle styles become expensive out of everything, Like you pretty much can't touch a booster box for under $200. Like, let me make this analogy. You can't even find a booster box for like under $200. I mean, it's pretty much there. So if you're buying cases of Lost Origin for $380, and we're talking a main tier set, like a main tier set, with an actual good chase card, not like some of this shit like Scarlet and Violet base where there's like a $60 chase card. Like, no, there's $500 chase cards in here. You are never going to see Lost Origin ever drop below $200 a box. Ever, ever. It'll never happen. It now is the time to buy. I can't stress it enough that if you are going to do any investment, don't buy a bunch of loose boxes. Don't buy a bunch of loose cards. Buy the fucking sealed cases of Lost Origin. Put them away. Forget about them for 3 or 4 years. And come back and see what they are. You will not be disappointed. Like, if I could hone in on anything, that would be what I would invest in. I don't know anything else. And I've scoured through the market like crazy looking for stuff. And I would say Lost Origin, Twilight Masquerade. Either one. Because, I mean, look at the Greninja. from Twilight. You know, honestly, like Twilight too is just another one. It's just I like Lost Origin for the age, but like the Greninja is a $500 chase card. You got the Eevee in there. Sorry, it's a $400 chase. Whatever, 380. I don't fucking care. It's still expensive. You know, like these are the plays. You know, Twilight Masquerade at 220 or Lost Origin at 380. You know, buying a case of either one is your best bet. There's nothing better, you know. There's no better investment out there. I don't know what else to tell you people, unless you're grading, you know, unless you're grading cards, you know, like this is what I would personally do with my own money, you know, is buy these two items, and I'm probably going to go hunt down a bunch of cases of Twilight Masquerade, and I'm probably going to buy a few cases of Lost Origin myself. Like now is the time to pile into this stuff, and you know, you won't regret it. Like the upside is so much better than the downside. I mean, you were potentially doubling your money in a very short amount of time compared to it just sitting in a pile and doing nothing. You know? Like the chances of it going down are so fucking slim. And even if it does, it would be like a 10% drop and then probably go back up after that. Like there is no real risk, in my opinion. And I know that's a bold statement in a booming market, but there's like at 2,200, it's so undervalued. What are cases of Twilight now? Like, what are we talking? Like 12? What, 12? 13? See, like 1,300? Like, that's still a screaming pickup. Like, if you can get a case of Twilight Masquerade for 13, that's a great buy too, man. Like, if I was throwing my money in either one of those, it would be those two specific sets. Like, are going to probably outperform everything. Because if you think about it, booster box wise, Twilight Masquerade is the best set out of all of them. Has the most expensive chase card out of the era. You know, making sure I'm right on that one. I'm like scanning all the boxes, like 151. Nope. You know, like it's still undervalued. Like Twilight is almost built like Fusion Strike. I mean, the Gengar is like, you know, like if the Gengar was like Twilight Masquerade old, it's pretty much the same price. And, you know, you got the Eevee and Twilight, you know, but it's still like reasonable, you know, like 13 for a Twilight Masquerade case is pretty good. Like, I don't know if that's the exact price, but it's got to be pretty close. And, you know, Lost Origin cases at 2,200. Like, if you don't think they can hit $3,000 like a Fusion Strike case, you have a lot to learn. But I personally believe that these cases will be $7,000 in the next 5 years. Like, no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Like, I almost guarantee you'll look back at these videos and say, fuck, why didn't I take that advice? And I'm not saying if you can't afford them right now, I understand. You know, I understand. But this is the video for the people that have the money laying around and are saying, what the hell should I buy? Everything's so confusing. There's so many sets. There's so many, fucking people telling me to buy this and that. No, I'm saying hone in, buy Lost Origin, and buy Twilight. Like, those are the main buys. And, you know, that's it. It's that simple. Like, I hate to make a 30-minute long video preaching this, but that is what I would be doing, you know, especially if you have the money, you know, like, don't waste this opportunity. Don't let your emotions get in it. You know, yes, you're going to have to wait. Oh no, I'm going to have to wait for to make money. I'm going to have patience to make money. Yeah, that's how it works. Yes, you're going to have to wait, but it will be worth it. These are the greatest assets to ever own in the world, in my opinion. There's no house that's going to perform better than them. There's no gold that's going to perform better than them. There is no other investment out there. And it blows my mind more like YouTube channels and like Google wasn't talking about it. I guess it's because everybody's like too pussy to give you guys any like real advice because like they take the fall if it doesn't do good. But it's just like look at the data. You know, you see Pokemon go up over time as it gets older and harder to find. And Lost Origin, like these are like A tier sets, S tier sets essentially, and they're only going to get more expensive. Like there's just I don't see anything different. And if you look at a lot of these whale investors, they're all buying up Lost Origin. I mean, you just really got to just follow the smart money, and you will know what to do. You know, like that is my best advice. Um, like personally, I would just stay away from singles at this point. They're so volatile and just up and down and crazy. I mean, I still like buying SIRs, and I still believe in other cards, but like nothing hits like sealed, and like sealed over time just does crazy. And no matter what it is, I mean, even Scarlet and Violet Era boxes have doubled. You know, like every box goes from this cycle. It's like it goes from like $100 to $200 to 350 to 500 to 1,000 to 2 grand. Like it happens as time goes on. That's the cycle with every box. Look at every box. They've all done this. Like some of them may be early in that stage. Lost Origin isn't $1,000 yet, but it's going there. You see the train rolling through the station. You gotta hop on it at some point, or you'll be left in the dust. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for sticking around for the 32-minute rant, but, what else do I have to say? That is the plays. Can I make it any more obvious? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Nostalgia Bong Hits, we're out.